Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Dripping in Alchemy. My name is Starr. This is part 3 of a reading that I am continuing right now. But the first messages were about connecting to your mystical energy and perhaps being fearful to do so, perhaps it being the first time that you are stepping in this deeply and understanding what that means. The second reading was about inner child expression and healing and allowing for your truth to step forward. So I don't know what part 3 is going to be, but I'm drawing cards from the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle by Kyle Gray, and I feel like there's almost a hesitation even within me to pull these cards, and I feel like some are just so terrified of what the next steps hold. And I'm hearing, just please trust the process, because everything is happening in divine right timing. And for some of you, you're feeling this restriction around your heart space because you are waiting for something. And what you're considering to be nervousness is actually excitement. And I don't mean to laugh, because it's almost like you've just been so afraid of everything, I'm hearing, just completely going awry, because that is all that's happened in the past. But I'm hearing you've done so much work on self. Why are you afraid that the best can happen for you? And your teams are really wanting you to sit with that right now. And we've got the Seraphim Gateway, voice activation, angelic attunement, divine support. And you do have so much divine support around you, everyone that is here. Your teams have worked with you very, very closely, whether you're in the conscious awareness of this or not. So they're saying, start speaking to us. We want to help you. We want to support you. And I definitely brought through this message of, a lack of trust in some expressions with teams, but I'm hearing that was all just for growth. And now is the time to tune back in again to receive that information that you are now, I'm hearing, desperately needing. MERKABAH, transcendence, ascension, you are rising. And this was the first symbol to come through in the first reading. So you might want to look at sitting in your MERKABAH, spinning your MERKABAH, what that means, because now is your time to heal. Yeah, solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra, inner fire, and willpower. And maybe it's confidence that you are healing. Maybe it's the expression of the I am space of the solar plexus that you are coming into, I'm hearing, into collision with right now. And I'm hearing that this is not the first time or the first round that you've been in this, but it feels very vulnerable this time, because it's almost like everything that you've ever worked for feels like it's on show and you're laying yourself bare. But I'm hearing that times have changed, people have changed, and some see you for exactly who you are now, and they weren't in the capacities to do so before. So now is a time to truly just shine up and shine out, because I'm hearing you're going to be received differently. Star beings, healing codes, but I heard healing clothes, so maybe that's something for some out there. Important information, wounds are being healed and recharging. And for some, you are going through this recharging phase, but look at how bright all of these cards are that have stepped out. And not every card in the deck looks like this, but there is something about shining your light so bright right now. And this card wants to go on top of the labradorite here. So labradorite is always like the magic stone to me. That's how it's always been feeling in my energy. So perhaps you want to grab some labradorite, work with some labradorite. But I'm hearing Jack and the Beanstalk, and that was a message that was coming through way in the beginning of my journey of creating a channel. I do have another one which is called Elemental Origins, and this expression of the inner child allowing for you to shine truly and freely. And I think this is what you are being prepared to do, is to allow for that inner child to show up and show out, and to allow for yourself to know that everything that you create from here on in is going to be successful in its own right. And I think that there has been a lot of hesitancy in what that's going to mean. Angels are here, you are safe, potent connection, and trust in your angels, trust in your angelic protection at this time, everyone that is here, because they are really wanting to support you. And I'm hearing now is the time. Now is the time. So trust in that energy. Yeah, crystal school wisdom, clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. Everyone that is here, you do have high vibrational energy. I'm hearing for some, you don't believe that you do, but that needs to be addressed. And perhaps you've been working through a lot of self-worth, self-talk, positive affirmations. Perhaps that's something that you still need to work on, because yeah, perhaps you are going through a threshold stage right now with higher heart activation. Perhaps your heart is being activated, and maybe this is why you feel vulnerable, because you're reaching deeper recesses of the heart. And I'm hearing this is what you're going to show to everyone, and perhaps this is something that you've shown before and you were rejected in spaces, but this was to allow for you to come back ever deeper to self. The fact that you didn't give up, the fact that you didn't say no to self, even though so many said no to you, is what is stepping forward. You've consistently kept walking the path, and this is what it was always about. You're always supposed to get to this. I'm seeing this as a stellar gateway, which is another expression of these cards. There is another card that is called that. But there is something about getting to the stellar core. Perhaps you want to watch Interstellar for inspiration. The divine matrix, interconnectedness, synchronicity, and I can never say it, so I'm just not going to bother. God senses, that's what I'm going to say. I feel like some are coming to a vortex space. You come into a vortex space, you are coming to a space within that you've got into before, but just at a much deeper capacity. And I'm hearing it's taking you to the next level. It's taking you to the next level, and not everyone is going to be able to see what you can see, but you understand it very, very clearly. And for some, you do know this. You've just been taking a break. If you felt like you've been nulled in your spaces, you haven't. This has just been you needing to relax everything. So it's not that you've been turned off, but somewhere, yeah, you weren't as connected in because you needed a break. This has been a long journey for you. For some, you know, you've been fighting for years in these spaces and you needed some time to rest. So you haven't lost your gifts, you haven't lost your connection, but yeah, you needed a break. Can I put that on top? Okay, I'm going to put that on top. Ooh, interesting. Halls of Amenti and Initiation. I'm being drawn to the white checkerboard here, which is going to have a strong message for some. Secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, initiations. And it's interesting. Only now am I seeing this and thinking, what did the creator of this card have in mind when they created this? I wonder if they think the same way that I do. Super interesting. I'm being drawn to the prism in the center here. The I want to say, why can't I think of the word? I'm hearing the Pleiadian, which is a star system, but I was hearing Pleiadium, and the triangle and the pyramid. Interesting. Perhaps it's taken you some time to get to your divine temple, your divine pyramid, those that are here, but it is coming. And I'm seeing this as like a chest plate on a plate of armor. You're very creative, some that are here. You see deeper and deeper and deeper into everything. And, you know, that's what you offer. That's what you bring to the table. And for some, if you feel like you're being dismissed in your spaces right now because you know that you've helped others in their expression and it feels like they're not giving you those props, you know, that's okay. We all go through phases of needing to feel like we're the best. I don't know why that's stepping forward. But they will come back down and they will thank you for everything that you shared and you gave to them. So, you know, perhaps you feel like you're the person receiving that message. Be kind and gracious to those that have supported you because, you know, they've allowed for you to open up into spaces that you perhaps would never have done without this person. So give them their props when it's time. Yeah, say thank you. Thank you for showing me this. Thank you for allowing for me to be in these spaces. And I've always tried to have gratitude to everyone that has shared this path with me. You know, I knew that I wouldn't be able to continue with anything that I was doing if I didn't have those souls around me helping me from the beginning. And I was very lucky to meet souls that have lived a very long life, much longer than mine, and to receive that wisdom for them was, yeah, invaluable. I've always been very, very grateful to everyone that has always stepped towards me, because I learn from them just as much as they feel like they potentially learn from me. So remember that too, everyone. Remember that too. Inner Earth, base chakra, strength and security, laying foundations. And this is exactly where I think most are right now. You're laying these strong foundations so that you can step forward, lighter of foot. And I knew this card was going to come out. So the MERKABAH again, Starr activation, anchoring, grounding, action, Isis energy. And I keep seeing Isis as the Black Madonna. So there's something about that. And I think there's something about strict doctrine too, and understanding its place and its time, and now the divine matrix of what that means for the future. 9:45 on the clock there. So there is something to that energy. Yeah, getting back to the center, getting back to the basics. I am present, light body activation, accessing the divine within. Remember, you are divine. 959, no matter what anyone else says. You are divine. Every soul that is here, being drawn to Shambhala, spaces here, mythical spaces. Perhaps you want to do a deep dive and some research into that. But allow for your light within to continue to shine. Be who you are. Be who you are, not what everyone else wants you to be. And I've been feeling like this energy has been getting progressively heavier as we gotten into this divine message. And I feel sometimes that gets missed. You know, when we're getting to these real high states of consciousness, it does come with a weight, because you realize the spaces that others, the entire fabric of reality is jaded by, is guarded by, is weighed down by. And I'm hearing it's okay to sometimes sink into that energy and be like, wow, yeah, we've got a long way to go. But remember to pull yourself out when you need to and go and have fun and enjoy your time here, because everything is happening. I'm hearing everything is happening whether you want it to or not. And I'm genuinely feeling like 111. If you did nothing, this would still find you. You know your inspiration and when you're supposed to step forward, so trust in that energy. Sacred chakra, tenderness and sensuality. Trust in the sacredness that you are feeling in your soul, and specifically now. For some, you're just coming back to the center so that you can be rebirthed anew. Lean drawn to Mother Mary energy here. Yeah, star gathering. Something is happening. Stars aligning, remembering home, soul family. Something is happening with soul family for some. It's like you're seeing the other side now. Something's opening up. And I felt this energy stepping forward from 2023. And I'm seeing these stalagmites, is that what they're called? In 144, yeah, in the caves. Some of you need to go to the caves. That's a real strong message. You're going to see the stars in the caves. Akashic records, yeah, this is stepping forward. Clearing old stories, releasing the past, and releasing past lives and freedom. You need to free yourself from the past in order to step into this brand new future. And I think for some, you know, you're already there. Yeah, go back to the beginning. Thoth and light codes, light initiation, great teacher awakening, divine magic. Perhaps you want to look into Thoth's emerald tablet. Yeah, great teachings of the past. Star beings, healing codes is spinning. Yeah, I knew Shambhala was going to come out. Retreat to recharge, trust in the process, the Dharma. Yeah, what is your Dharma here? Ask yourself this. Okay. Last 3 cards, last 4 cards. Heart of Source, all-encompassing love, unconditional acceptance and serenity. And I think that some have been finding the serenity in your soul. Apologies. I feel like that's energy every time that I do that. Heart of Source, you're finding the heart of your source. What gives you heart? That's what I'm hearing. That's what you're now finding. Because you cleared a lot of karma, you cleared a lot of aspects with other people. Now you're getting to what is the heart of the matter. And we've got the Holy Grail, inner discovery, finding sacredness. What are you? You are what you seek. Yeah, and I'm hearing, what are you seeking? What are you not seeking? And I'm hearing you haven't been seeking yourself. So maybe this is self-abandonment that is stepping forward right now that needs to be addressed. Come back to you, because you are your own Holy Grail. And that is the truth of all situations. Give grace, have love, have heart. But yeah, drink your own source. Drink your own divine light. That MERKABAH again, soul star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. And bismuth here, always stepping forward with this card. Do you remember who you are? And I always see this as a plectrum. 134344. Do you remember who you are? Perhaps you've forgotten, and that's okay. But come back to your origins. What is your origin story? Who do you believe yourself to be this lifetime? Stargate heart chakra opening, unlocking generosity. Yeah, for some, you've been so very generous. And I'm hearing that you feel a lack at this time. But you're going to be supported from the divine to take you forward. And I'm hearing this is a solo journey for many. Allow for that to be your truth. If you feel like right now you just don't want to be in anyone else's energy, that's okay. You don't have to be. Because I think you're initiating something that is going to be purely for you. And you've always known this. Perhaps you felt like others have wanted to collaborate with you. Perhaps you felt like others have been wanting to pull you onto their path, and you know, we can only ever be on our own divine path. So trust in this energy. And if you feel like there is something that you are still seeking, that you know you're being guided to find, go find it. I'm hearing, go find it. because there's something that's been buried deep within your heart that you haven't accessed yet. And maybe this isn't obvious to some, but you know that you feel this. You have to come back to your heart. But I'm hearing that's all for these 3 messages, everyone. If you feel called to go and watch part 1 or part 2 of these readings, then please do. And it's interesting for me as a reader. I feel this is incomplete. So I hope that this is I hope this is a gathering. I hope this has been gathering intel for you to go forth with and share more. And if I'm honest, I feel like these readings are more of an energetic exchange. When I'm sat doing these readings, there is a monumental amount of energy moving towards me. I feel like that's why I had to sneeze. I do have sinuses at the moment, but I haven't been sneezing off camera, and I sneezed twice in this reading and I think in the previous one, and it felt like such a release. So for some, you know, you need to release this energy that is coming towards you some way, somehow, or for some you just need to ground this in, because this is what you're taking with you. Some of you are going through an upgrade that you haven't noticed yet, and you know, perhaps you've been feeling real off balance, really off kilter, really not connected in when you normally are. Perhaps you've been feeling very teary, feeling like you've forgotten everything. It's because you're going through a massive upgrade. So don't question who or what you are, because no one can ever take away from you who you know yourself to be. And I'm hearing you already know yourself, so just stand strong and tall in who you are, no matter what stature you are. You know who you are. And keep hearing Moana's I don't know what the song is called, You Know Who You Are. That's what I kept singing a few days ago. So I'm going to type that in the description. I feel like everything's just gotten very quiet, very peaceful. Perhaps this is just an acknowledgement of how you feel right now. And that's okay. You don't have to rush. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Take it slow, take it easy. And perhaps you're feeling this grasping from others, trying to pull at your energy or to pull something out of you, or to, I don't know, it feels like there is a lot vibing for your energy right now. And I'm hearing you hold space for a lot of people. Remember this. Most that are here, you do hold space for many. So take that time to give to you when you need to. You don't have to answer all phone calls. You don't have to answer every message. Give yourself that time and that space, and that can feel guilty, but allow for that to be your truth. You're allowed to take time and peace for you and for you alone. And perhaps it's been feeling vulnerable, you know, opening up. And perhaps you feel like you said too much, shared too much in certain spaces or something. You know, if people can't hold you in those spaces, then they're just not meant to be for you. And you'll find those spaces where you can be held. And if you would like to work with me one-on-one, then please do step forward. I realize I hold space for people that hold space predominantly. So, you know, I have the bandwidth and the capacity to be able to do that for you. But I'm here if you need me, because yeah, this feels incomplete. So if you would like to work with me one-on-one, please do not hesitate to reach out. But go well, go easy, and yeah, good luck on this journey, divine souls. Take care.